Forge followers, Brittany here with Forge Recruitment, your legal recruitment specialists. I get it. While you enjoy your job, it may not be something you love to do all the time. Sometimes the tasks can feel monotonous or the work may not be challenging enough. It's tough to be engaged in your job all the time. And today I wanted to go over the idea of engagement in the workplace, why it matters, signs to look for to see how engaged you are, and some of the things that you can do to rectify the situation. Why is it important to be engaged? When you are engaged in your job and at work, it usually means that you're doing something that really matters to you, or it means that you're doing something that helps you progress towards a goal that you have. If you're not engaged at work, it may mean that you're just floating through the day or going through the motions. Personally, I don't see this as being healthy or as a way to create any personal satisfaction. Second, if you are not engaged at work, this will usually show up in the quality and productivity of your work. In a competitive market, your output will be noticed. Lawyers and managers of firms want employees that help drive business. If you aren't engaged, your work will suffer, as will your potential for growth at a company. What are some of the signs that you're not engaged at work? 1. You don't know why you're doing what you're doing. Sometimes tasks can be so repetitive that if you don't understand why you're doing what you're doing and the meaning behind your tasks, hours will pass by and tasks will seem mundane. 2. It isn't clear to you what your responsibilities are. Having a feeling of uncertainty in terms of your daily duties can add to a lack of self-esteem or self-importance. If you don't feel like a valuable or contributing member to your workplace, you likely won't feel engaged. 3. You feel as though your day-to-day tasks have such a minute impact on the company that they don't require your full effort. When you feel this way, remember that every drop in the ocean counts. Not putting in your full effort will mean that you are coasting through your day, likely decreasing your engagement in the work that you do and in the social culture of your firm. 4. When you do make an effort, it goes unnoticed. This is problematic. A lack of recognition in the workplace from superiors or coworkers can definitely put a damper on your work environment and engagement. Of course, a trophy prize for every email you send is ridiculous, but a high five or a great work from a colleague can put a smile on your face. 5. You feel that you're capable of handling more than what you've been given. Sometimes the best thing to do in these types of situations is just to ask for more work. Often arranging a meeting with your supervisor, letting them know that you'd like to take on more work is all it takes. Then again, if you're not challenged in your role whatsoever and your firm can't offer you any more growth, maybe it's time you take what you've learned and make a move. What actions do you need to take to change your engagement in the workplace? If you've done a self-evaluation and come to the realization that you are not fully engaged at work or in the job, these are some of the ways that you can change it. 1. Identify what motivates you and see if you can inject more of those motivations into what you do. 2. Speak up. When something is bothering you at work, you need to address it. Speak with your lawyer to see if additional responsibility or tasks can be given to you. It is important that you do something about the problem rather than to just focus all of your attention on the problem itself. 3. Find the good in your situation. What can you identify about your job or situation that's positive? 4. Look elsewhere. If you take actions to rectify the problem and unfortunately none of them work, it may be time to make a move and find a role that does align with your motivation. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to discuss this issue further or see how to better approach the engagement question in your job, let me know. You can email me at brittany@forgerecruitment.com. Happy job hunting and good luck.